Hello, welcome to the Script Story with Queen Viola. By the way, you have a lot of options that you can always find this episode on. You can get it on Kids TV 6:30 to 7 p.m. That is on Thursdays, and also on Fridays from 12 to 12:30. And of course, that will be the repeat. And today, I am joined by one rapper. I can also say a father. Oh, I don't know if he's single. He will have to share that with us. And well, I'm joined by Johnson Mike. Hello, hi.
Hello, Viola.
Welcome, and thank you for honoring the invitation.
Pleasure. That is the new trending kind of greeting in town.
So, you know, it's weird how back in the day people were saying this was for the niggas or for people who are behaving cultural. But right now it's the same thing we are doing.
Well, I would say that, you know, we kind of knew what was coming. See, the rappers, they already had their own branded mask, and people thought maybe it was just for swag, but we're in pandemic.
Weird. Actually, I saw that in Juba before even COVID.
Yeah. That was like some gangster stuff, hiding your identity.
Okay.
That was it.
Anyways, thank God we are.
the future.
So, Mike or Johnson Mike would want to get to know you. Who is Johnson Mike?
That's good, and I'm really excited to be part of this program today. And by the way, you're doing good programs like this that aim at profiling South Sudanese artists are really not there. Like if you check online, offline, there's nothing like what you're doing.
Thanks.
Big up for that. My name is Malual Dao. That's my real name. And the given name, Johnson, is not a Christian name, but it's for one of my cousins who was a politician back in the days. And so Johnson is his name that was given to me by my father. I took it up as a state name plus the Malual. You know, there's this radio signal unit language. There's Alpha, Romeo, Julia, Bravo stuff. So Mike stands for Malual, and it also stands for Mike. Like when I'm on stage and I'm holding the microphone, a tool of my expression. So that's where my name comes from. I was born in Kakuma, Kenya, a refugee. That is where I grew up. That's why I went to nursery school. That's where I started my primary school. The whole experience from the refugee camp, you know, is really amazing. So right now I look at myself as a Kenyan, a South Sudanese that is also a Kenyan, because place of birth is also home.
I was about asking you, so do you have a passport for Kenya now that you're saying you're Kenyan, South Sudanese?
Well, it doesn't have to be formalized, or as long as I know it, I think is enough.
Okay, well, that's a nice one. So, when did you start singing? Oh, first, when did you come back to South Sudan?
2007. I
So
came
you've been
in
here for a while.
2007 and I went back to Kenya. But officially we were repatriated by UN in 2008. And I went to the village straight. So that was a good experience. And coming to music, art has always been part of me. I remember those days when I was in nursery, like before, you know, they have to tell you have to touch your ears. If you reach that point where you can touch your ears, they give you examination where they put down toys and you have to say this is elephant and blah blah, and then they give you marks. So towards the end there's always a ceremony where they give you your results and then you're promoted now to P1. There I was picked by my school teacher to participate in drama. And,
Way from nursery?
Nursery. So that was the first time I was handed a mic, and that was the first time as a kid. I was 8 by then, where I went up and recited the poem. And since then, it has always inspired me. I've been a playwright, I've been a poet, and back in the school, I'm always active in debates. And so I was like, I'm creative, why don't I channel this lyricism and all these ideas that I have into music? So upon sharing my idea with my colleagues back in the school, they appreciated and they encouraged me. That's where I officially went to the studio and I recorded my first song, 2012.
Ah, okay. So, wow, okay. So how many songs do you have so far?
A lot. I can't even remember.
Huh.
Yeah. But I'm starting afresh. That was just like laying a foundation. I don't really count what I did back then. But to be properly established in the game, you need to really, you know, have something that you take seriously. Projects, album, you know. So right now I'm currently working on my first album, Junub Lion 1. It's going to be composed of 15 songs. And of course with the music videos, proper marketing strategy, from the listening party, artwork, the album launch, and all that. So
that's a big plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so why do you want to let the other one go? I mean, you should have also maybe combined those other songs, so then you calculate them, and then you see how many albums are there.
Well, the songs that I recorded have led me to where I am today, and I know there will be a moment of reflection where I put them all together, not as an album, but just untitled. That would be like reflection. You know, it's good to revisit your root, how you all started, and people will have to know the mic by then and the mic now is totally different.
Well, the mic now is starting a different, different album, so I would be like, that mic was different and this mic is different.
A turning point, you know, taking it seriously and not taking it like when I started out like, oh, why don't I just do this? I feel like I'm so talented at it. But then right now, I'm in a position where I look at my country, where I look at my environment, and where I look at my future, and also my contribution as an artist. What kind of picture am I trying to paint? So it's no longer, this is some skills and I have skills and I'm talented. It's about, yes, right now I'm a leader. I have a voice, and whatever word that I put in the song is a message to someone. And that's how serious I take it.
Well, talking about leadership, I think I will come back to that, but how many videos do you have, and are you also going to lead the other videos, or they're just going to be there and just starting a new project?
They are in existence. They are in existence. I first shot my official solo video. It's on my channel. It's called Somebody. It was an Afrofusion. Yeah. So that is the first official video that I shot myself as Johnson Mike. Okay. Yeah.
So are you signed to any record label?
I'm not signed to any record label.
Ever since?
I've never been signed to any record.
So you're the one paying for your audios, you're the one paying for your videos?
Obviously there are well-wishers, people that reach out to me and they're like, Mike, this is for you and you have to do this. And one of those people is the owner of Asylum Record. He has been so supportive. And he helps me a lot. Not because he has signed me, but out of his, you know, goodwill. Yeah. Okay. But in the future, of course, I'll look towards that.
Well, that would be great. So, talking about leadership, let's talk about the clinic. Who came up with the clinic? Because I understand you like literally the leader there, or you're like the aide. So, who came up with the clinic idea?
Well, the hip hop clinic was my idea. But I knew that if I don't share it, it will totally have no meaning. And I never had the resources to run it, which is one big thing that always affects us as the artist. So I approached my brother, Majok Deng, the owner of Asylum Record, and I told him that this is what I have. And you can also put forward your idea, and then we'll see how it can all work out. And talking about his background, he was a rapper by then, and he's someone that loves music. That's why I felt compelled and so free to share the idea with him. I knew like he wouldn't turn it down, he wouldn't disappoint me. So he's a co-founder of the clinic, and myself as well. Yeah.
So were you thinking about this before? Because you've been in the music industry for really a while. And how comes you just thought of the clinic a year back? That was last year.
Well, Back in the days in 2017, I was so engaged in the music politics, specifically about the leadership. And we had a president that was called Marial. He was the head of the union by then. And the industry was stagnant. There was nothing. There was nothing completely. And I remember by then I was managing the Mask Bar and Bistro. So I asked myself, what can I really contribute to the industry? So, but before taking a step, I consulted a few people. Like, this is the idea I have. I want everyone, stakeholders of the industry, to sit down and we break this deadlock. Presenters are not talking to artists, artists are not talking to presenters, DJ. We don't really know what we're doing. There's no interaction. So I was looking at how to break that barrier. And so I came up with the South Sudan Music Forum. And the central theme of the whole meeting that lasted for about 1 month was the review and the reforms of the industry. What did we do right? How can we correct it? So we talked about so many things, and we dwelled so much on the leadership. For the first time, an election happened, and again, you know, it was politicized. People went behind the back office. So we had hope, but again, the people that we trusted betrayed our trust. It was supposed to be a democratic transition, but it didn't work out that way. That's where I first expressed my leadership. But then again, I was like, this is so big, you know? Why don't I think of something individual, something that I can do myself, that I'm confident at least 100% if I put my mind to it. I know I can dictate how it will run and how it can flow. So that's how I ended up with the clinic.
Wow, well. Oh, so how does the clinic work? Do you always pick rappers, or they come and they show interest?
Well, I do my research. So many rappers that were in the clinic. Look at someone like Jay Young. Young was the winner of the GMA. Someone like Leminem and Young Boy. Young Boy has had the overall hit song last year. Someone like Leminem, they were on different platforms. I knew they had potential, but they were limited by funds, and they had also limited exposure. So I picked those rappers that were trending and then put them together, as talented as they are, so that they can come up with something big. That was all I could do. And what I wanted to diffuse among the objectives of the clinic was to eliminate this element of, unhealthy competition. We can be competitors, but when we get on a track or a project, we have to keep it professional. So that's how they grew. The competition made them stronger, and it made the clinic very, very strong. Personally, I'm on the management right now. I don't think I should be going back to rap. But then I was like, no, I have to also give these rappers pressure. And I felt pressured, and they felt pressured. It went like that. So.
Okay, so other rappers have not come out and then I'll be like, why would you select so and so when you've not selected me?
There are limitations, of course. There are so many rappers that we've never heard about. But when you're initiating, you want to start a project, you start with the closest people you can get there and then.
So working with people is a little bit hard and difficult. How do you always manage these rappers?
Well, I'm an experienced manager. My career in management dates back to about 6 years ago, when I was still young. And I don't just call myself the youngest manager at Phoenix. I've worked with so many people, literally everywhere. I have been there doing something. So dealing with people, you have to go through some trainings like the human resource. How do you manage people, and how do you manage the resources? How do they become productive? What are the factors that can influence their productivity and things like that? If they are emotional or going through some things, how do you address them? So I'm experienced in handling people.
You should be. And then also it's not like every time they go there when they are sober, the others who go when they're a little bit, managing people is so hard. I think I fail most times. I should get some lessons from you.
I will.
And yeah, hey, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Search for Queen Viola, and this one is proudly brought to you by Tizca Music. You can as well check them out on Facebook, and if in any case you do want to book them, you can as well check them out. And do not forget to catch up with this episode on Kiss TV. That is on Thursdays 6:30 to 7 p.m. and also you can catch the repeat on Fridays from 12 to 12:30. So how many seasons of the Hip Hop Clinic or the ciphers do you have now?
Season 1 Hip Hop Clinic 2020, we have 10 ciphers and about 12 songs with their videos. That is from the album Clinic, Doctor's Clinic 1. Last year we were able to produce 3 albums. It's Doctor's Clinic 1, Doctor's Clinic 2, Doctor's Clinic 3. Doctor's Clinic 1 is a collaboration of all the rappers from the clinic. That is Clinic 1, Doctor's Clinic 1.
Okay.
2 is solo tracks. Yeah, everybody from the clinic, like after the collaboration, they again do solo tracks, and then plus the ciphers.
So for how long is this going to run
For as long as I'm here.
So like we could even have like 20 seasons, we could have more seasons. But are you thinking of a way you could also, I think, take it to the next level, maybe people doing it live when the fans are there?
I'm looking at the industry dominance. This is a foundation that is here to stay for the longest, and the response that I'm seeing right now is amazing. And people reach out to me and they're like, oh, check this song out. Here is my link. Please, you should hear me. Put me on your clinic. And then when we take a break, they're like, why? You people should continue. You see, that kind of motivation is really, it cannot allow me to even just sit down and do nothing. So with the motivation and the encouragement from the fans and the growth that the rappers have shown, this is going to be there for the longest.
Are you going to have the same people or you're going to switch?
We're going to have different people with time, but I'm looking at it this way. The rappers that we had last year can actually, work with the rappers that are incoming. Like there's a class of 2020, class of 2021. So that is like induction. Like there are so many rappers out there.
Yeah, they are.
They will need to be introduced by those that are in the spotlight already. So that is like a pathway to fame and to the fulfillment of their dreams.
Oh, okay. All right, then we're running out of time. So what could be your last words maybe to the rappers or your fans?
Well, people are very sensitive about beefs. And if you check on the social media, that's what everybody's talking about. It shouldn't get too personal because we're in the entertainment industry. And it's good to show skills. It's good to show that, yes, you are the one that they are supposed to look up to. But then again, it doesn't have to be understood out of the context. There is entertainment and there is day-to-day life. So whatever you do in the spotlight, that is a part of you and something that you want to contribute or give back. But then again, when you sit down at home, there are neighbors, there are kids, and there's a life that you have there. So people overreact and they don't understand it. They're like, oh, this thing is going to cause a whole out fight. People are going to, get bullied, exchange of insults and things like that. It has to be professional. Like the one, is it Bobby Wine and Baby Cool had by then? They made money out of it.
They did.
But who is making money out of all this bullshit? I'm sorry, but I'm not.
All right. Well, thank you so much for honoring our invitation, and I wish you the best of this year.
It's a pleasure.
With the Hip Hop Clinic, your own album coming up, so yeah.
The next thing is just like, we underrate our platforms. Like I've come to your show now. This is like one of the biggest digital show, and then I'm supposed to be bragging out there that I've been hosted by Viola, but then it's not happening. So I'm bragging about it now. Thanks for
Thanks so much. And thank you so much for watching. Check out Johnson Mike on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and as well, you can do that for the script. And wow, let's catch up next time. God bless you.